First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, this your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson in as you see on my phone screen here, I got a picture of the TV series that's on Prime Video called Fallout. And I watched a couple of episodes of it, and it's actually so far it's pretty good. It's it starts off it start off pretty fast. It's kind of slow a little bit here and there, but it's actually a pretty good series. But with that, Elder Apostle Tahar did a video on it. He was talking about and he really mentioned one part of it about the part where how the women, this woman, she was looking how women resort back to going back to it how it was in the in the old days. Hey, they didn't know that they didn't know who they were getting married to and all this other stuff. And so that part, he touched on a lot on that part, but I'm gonna touch on just a little bit something else. In the first 4 minutes of this TV show, it shows you exactly how people are when all hell breaks loose. It shows you exactly the evil and how quickly people turn from being that nice person to being very wicked and evil, when shit happens. So if you watch like the first 5 minutes of the TV show, I'm not gonna say what happened. Everybody's at a party, but I'm not going to give it away. Everybody's at this party, a little children's party. And then the nukes hit. And then everyone gets scared. Everyone start running. And the first thing that people do is they're going into their little shelters. And these people that's been friends for so long, they thought that, hey, you're going to help us? Hey, it shows you right away how quickly you become enemies. I mean, the moment this dude went to go and sit up here and ask his friend for help, that motherfucker changed into a straight monster on him. Just like that, and that's the times that we're going to be coming in. So with that, man, I don't want to give it away just like the Apostle Tahar, the Elder Apostle Tahar didn't want to give it away, certain things. I don't want to give away anything too much, so I'm just going to try to skip around, and it's only a few things I want to talk about anyway. And this is just from the first episode. Really, this is really just from the first episode I'm talking about. But this is Second Esdras chapter 6. The point is in 24, but I'm gonna start at 23. This Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. And hey, that's hey, you sound a trumpet when all hell about to break loose. Just before things about to happen, you got the men out there that give the alarm and let you know shit is about to happen. Well, in this case, it wasn't no alarm. Hey, the moment that nuke hit, that was your alarm right there. Wasn't no sound and no trumpet, nothing. Once that nuke hit, that little girl was looking off into toward the city, and she seen that nuke hit. That was it, But this Second Esdras 6 and 24, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And the whole point, friends shall fight one another like enemies. And the moment the nukes hit, the moment everything went to hell, it shows you exactly how people are going to act. It shows you exactly in this movie how people are going to react real quick. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be friendly with you, man, when all hell. And this was just within a matter of seconds. Can you imagine, as time goes on, how bitter and how evil these motherfuckers gonna get toward each other? But this was just in a matter of seconds, how this motherfucker turned on his buddy. So hey, that's Second Esdras 6 and 24. At that time shall friends fight one another against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Here it is. You want to be thirsty, you ain't gonna get no water, man. You ain't gonna be able to get no water. This truth ain't gonna be able to, You ain't gonna be able to find this truth ain't gonna be nowhere out there because of the famine of the word. It's gonna be a whole bunch of shit that's gonna be happening during that time. But the main thing is you're gonna have people fighting against each other. You ain't gonna be able to get food. You ain't gonna be able to get water. But the main thing, people ain't gonna be able to get this truth. You ain't gonna be able to get this truth. It's gonna be too little, too late, too fucking late. You know, there was something else in there. Hey, how quickly people want to take and want to destroy what you have and come and get you. That was another thing that's going to happen that they depicted in the beginning of this movie, or in the beginning of in the first episode. How quickly people become rotten to the core, become violent. And let me sit up here and go to this second Ezra 15. This second Ezra 15 and 14, because somewhere through the movie you had a real big falling out, a real big fight. I mean, it was pure hell. Motherfuckers was going at each other. You know, you had a group of people. Hey, like I said before, I don't want to really say it, but this is going to describe it right here. This is second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And these motherfuckers, it almost remind me of Troy. They came in, secretly, like friends. And these people didn't, how can I say this? If you look around the city, I don't. It looked like it was in California. I'm not sure, but if you look around the city, they have vaults where they had it set up where everyone had a large section to themselves. So it was almost like you had like, how can I say, you had one group of people over here that had their own stuff. Then if you go further down, you had another group of people that had their own stuff. And so that's how it was set up. you know. And during this time, when this one group of people was going to sit up here and give the young lady over to the young man and another group of people, well, it turned out to be a setup, you know. So I really like it. And, hey, this probably going to be a little bit of a spoiler to people. I'm not going to say it, but it was a setup. And guess what? All hell broke loose. So this second Ezra 15 and 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And there you go, invading one another. You know, these motherfuckers took invading to a whole different level, when they got in. But hey, all this stuff is happening. All this stuff is coming. And this movie, this TV show, I keep saying movie, this TV show depicts it very well. To a certain degree. There are some things that there are other things that it is doing. It's kind of like going off in some other stuff, but it's on point when it comes to the sedition among men. It's on point when it comes to the violence towards your brother. And it's on point with this other scripture I'm about to get. Because this was really the second thing I noticed. But you know what? I kind of jumped ahead of myself with second Ezra 15 here. But hey, yeah, man, invading one another, man. These motherfuckers ain't gonna give a damn about nobody. These motherfuckers coming in and they were violent. They were brutal. They didn't give a damn. They came in and took what they wanted. Period. There's the other point I just want to sit up here and grab real quick. And this is Jeremiah 16 and 16. And the point really is in the second part. This Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. And that's right now we doing the fishing. We casting that net trying to get the elect. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. And that's going to be them in them bunkers. And that's the point I want to sit up here and get. You had a lot of people hiding in them bunkers. As soon as hell broke out, dude, they went straight for their bunkers, man. Dude went straight for his bunker. And then but then that also shows you the violence that they're going to have toward each other, too. Motherfuckers ain't going to be willing to share shit, man. you know. But all these guys was in bunkers, and when you look at the TV, when you look at the show, you're gonna see this camera, and you're gonna see what this camera really means. You know, I didn't know what it meant at first until all hell broke down, all hell broke loose with the invading force, and then they really show you why that camera, what that camera is there for. But the whole point of the matter is, and I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you what's going on. I'm not going to tell you what the camera is for. If brothers want to look at it, you look at it. Take a look at it. I hope I didn't spoil it that much for any of you bros who might take a look at it. And I tried to keep it as much as possible from explaining it. But like I said before, the first episode is pretty damn good. Like I said, it goes off on some other shit. But other than that, it's pretty good. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. It's how you taste to the hopeful that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we're almost up out of here. So with that, I'd like to say Kwam Yasharella and Anya Habatam Akim. Shalom.